Hi guys, welcome back to Drone in Motion, a channel where we do drone videos and the most relevant drone news. Today we're back here with you today with really exciting news and news that just came out here today a couple hours ago, and this is going to be a really exciting video that I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for. So today we're going to be talking about Mavic 3 leaks and the picture that just came out today. But before we get started with today's video, make sure you help us get to 1,000 subscribers before August 1st. If we're able to do this, then we're going to be giving away a Mavic Air 2 to one of you lucky subscribers. So make sure you help us get to 1,000 subscribers before August 1st if you guys want the opportunity to win a Mavic Air 2. So with that out of the way, let's get started with today's video. So today, a couple hours ago, during midtime, OSIRLB, which is a really reliable source when it comes to DJI leaks, made a really exciting tweet, and this tweet says the following. So this tweet contains a picture that was just leaked today in the CNIPA, and this is a patent that was found and it was up for a few minutes and then it just disappeared. It looks like they take it down. We don't know what happened, but it's no longer available. But we have the picture for you guys here today, so don't worry, we got you covered. So let's get started with today's video. So we're gonna start by showing you guys the picture that was just leaked today of what could be the possibly upcoming DJI Mavic 3. So as you guys can see, that's what looks like will be the next DJI Mavic 3. Really exciting news. So let's talk a little bit more about what we see in this picture, the speculations that we can assume, and what to expect, the price, release date, and features that this Mavic 3 might have. So let's get started with what we can see in this picture. So the most noticeable difference is the following. So as you guys know, the DJI Mavic 2 series has a little infrared sensor right here in the back. I'm gonna leave a picture of that right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It looked like that infrared sensor was moved from the back to the front. I don't know why, but I think I might have the correct answer for you. So I think why they did this was to allow them to feed a bigger battery into the drone. So I think that's the reason why they moved that sensor from the back to the front. So that probably means we're gonna be seeing a longer flight time with this upcoming Mavic 3. Let's talk a little bit more about what we can see in this picture. It looks like we have a couple little aesthetic difference. It looks like it's not gonna be a completely brand new design from what we saw in the Mavic Air 1 to the Air 2, which was just completely different, something we really didn't expect it. So it looks like the Mavic 3 is going to be conserving the same design from the Mavic 2 and from the Mavic 1, which is pretty similar. And I really like the design. I think it's been working for DJI real nice. And let's talk a little bit more about what we can see in this picture. So if you guys can pay attention, right here, it looks like DJI has added a couple more ventilation from the drone, a couple of vents, so the drone can have more airflow. It looks like it's been designed pretty aerodynamic, so when the drone flies forward, air comes in and ventilates the computer of the drone. So I think this drone is gonna be much more powerful from what we saw in the Mavic 2. So I think that's the reason they need more airflow to ventilate the computer on this drone. Now let's talk a little bit more about the camera. So I think this drone is definitely going to have a brand new camera design from DJI. So as you guys can see, the design is different, and my assumption is they added those bands in order to get a better camera quality. Why? So as you guys know, the current Mavic 2 Pro is only able to record at 4K 30 frames per second. It's not able to record at 4K 60 like this drone because of ventilation, because the camera is going to overheat. So I think that's also one of the reasons they implemented those bands, to allow more airflow to go into the computer and also into the camera. So I think that's one of the reasons for those bands to be there. Now let's talk a little bit more about cameras. So the camera, what I think DJI is going to be doing is the following. I think they're going to be combining together the Mavic 2 zoom camera, which which is completely different design with the Mavic 2 Pro's camera, which is a Hasselblad 1-inch sensor camera. So I think they're going to be combining those together. So as you guys know, the Mavic 2 Zoom has a 1/2.3-inch sensor camera, which is really tiny, which is the same one as we find in the Mavic Air 1, in the Mavic Pro 1, in those kind of drones. So I think DJI, I hope and I think they're going to be conserving the 1-inch sensor for their camera, and I think they're going to be implementing that zoom feature with this Mavic 3. So instead of having two drones, the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro, I think they're gonna just be making the Mavic 3. That's what I think. We don't know anything for sure, nothing's confirmed, but that's what I think. So nothing regarding specs came out today, so what we're gonna be doing is just assumptions and nothing's been confirmed. So that's just what I think is going to be coming. So let's talk a little bit more about the features that this drone might have. So I think this drone is definitely going to be having a redesigned ESCs, the motors. I think we're gonna be getting much better performance, longer flight time. What I think we're gonna be getting around 40 to 45 minutes, so it can battle against Autel EVO's 240 minute flight time. That's what I think DJI is gonna be doing. I think the 360-degree sensors are going to be there. As you guys can see, we still have those lateral sensors right here, the backwards, the frontwards, and the top one. So I think that what DJI is going to be doing is that they're going to be implementing the 360-degree sensor protection at all times. So as you guys know, in the Mavic 2 series, it was only available and it only worked when you used certain features, but I think DJI is going to be able to work and be able to use it during all your flight modes. So I think that's what DJI is going to be doing. I think the size is going to stay the same. I think the weight is going to stay around the 900-gram mark. I think that's what DJI is going to be sticking with. I don't think they're going to be making it bigger or smaller. From what we see in the picture, it looks pretty similar from what we see in the Mavic 2. Now let's talk a little bit more about release date and price. Okay, so this is just my assumptions and when I think, but when we might be seeing this upcoming Mavic 3 from DJI. So I think this drone might be coming out pretty soon. I think probably around November, October, somewhere around there. So DJI can increment their sales for the Christmas time. So I think that's going to be DJI's strategy. Something they haven't done before with the Mavic series. They always launch their drones during summer. So I think this is going to be a real nice strategy DJI might be using. And now let's talk a little bit more about price and what I think this drone is going to be costing. So I think this drone is going to be costing the same price than what we're already seeing in the Mavic 2 Pro, which is $1,500 here in the United States. I think that's going to be the price, so I think they're going to stay with that mark. I don't think they're going to go higher because otherwise the Autel Evo 2 has real nice features and it's also offered for $1,500. I think that's going to be staying the same. So I think $1,500 might be the price for this Mavic 2 Pro, and I think camera specs, and I think we might be seeing this camera. I think DJI might be using 6K or even 8K, I don't know. So as you guys know, DJI always likes to have the best specs in their drones. I think they might be going for those top specs to battle against Autel Evo's 8K drone. I think that might be a possibility. So I think we might be seeing 8K, 6K soon, and probably a 1-inch sensor. That will be phenomenal. And maybe even we might be seeing interchangeable lens. I don't think it might be a possibility, but I think it could happen. I don't think it's impossible. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. So that's going to be it for today's guide. That's all we have. So I think this Mavic 3 is just going to be more of not really an aesthetic design change, but more of an inner upgrade drone. So I think DJI is not really working on that aesthetic. I think they're going to be keeping the essence the same and just adding more upgrades on the computer, on the inside. So I think that's what DJI is going to be doing, just making a more powerful drone on the inside. And also changing a little things here and there, such as the camera sensors, as we already talked about. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe. And any doubts you have, make sure to leave them down in the comment section down below. Thank you. Have a great day.